Hello and welcome everyone to the February 27th episode of This Week in Kirkland, the official podcast of the City of Kirkland, bringing you timely topics and noteworthy news delivered to you every week. I'm your host, Jim Lopez, one of two deputy city managers here at the city, joined today by two members of our podcast team,
Angela Brown
and David Wolbrecht,
as well as our very special guest. Hang on, everybody. She's here. She's in studio. Terri Fletcher, Kirkland community member and Seahawks fan of the year. Welcome, Terri.
Welcome to everyone that came out this afternoon to greet me. This is kind of fun.
Well, it's a big event.
Yeah, the whole podcast team showed up to we're Terri fans of the year.
Yeah, we're very excited. You know, you went to the Super Bowl.
Yes, I did.
We have to put a picture of the Seahawker shirt.
Yeah,
that you're wearing.
Yes, it's a bedazzled jersey.
It's a bedazzled, fantastic,
amazing
expression of awesomeness.
Very pretty.
Well, they send you to the NFL honors, and it's kind of a fancy event, so you gotta do it up,
right?
You got to do it up, and you have this beautiful leather jacket. I mean, the NFL, yeah,
National Football League.
It's pretty awesome. So we're going to hear all about your experiences at the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Okay.
Terri, did you make your jersey, or did someone else?
No, actually, the jersey was given to me by the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
The blinging is done by a friend of ours, Sylvie.
Oh, you blinged it up.
So
Okay.
we blinged them all out for NFL honors in New Orleans.
It's just it's a great bling job.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very
She does beautiful work. Yes.
It's phenomenal.
So we're going to take our listeners, Terri, we're going to take them through your history with the Seahawks and your history in the city of Kirkland, because you
Okay.
are a Kirkland celebrity.
It's true.
Okay.
And extremely modest.
Before we get into all of that, here's what we're talking about this week. Kirkland's finance team is being recognized for their excellence once again. David, tell us all about it.
That's right, Jim. The Government Finance Officers Association, the GFOA, because we can't help it with acronyms
our
here,
acronyms.
awarded the City of Kirkland its Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting for the 19th year in a row.
That's amazing.
It's true. 19 years. So this award recognizes transparency, accountability, and high quality financial reporting.
Yeah.
So this is just a really great honor of how well the city does at taking care of taxpayer dollars.
Which is critical stuff.
It is.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is one award you want to get in government.
Sure.
It's true.
Yeah.
So well done, finance team.
Bravo,
Great job.
finance team.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, mental health first aid training is coming to this Kirkland community. Angela, tell us how folks can get involved.
I'd love to. Mental health challenges are common, and many people don't feel equipped to help. So that's where this mental health first aid training comes in.
Good.
Similarly to CPR can help people that don't have a medical background help somebody who's having a heart attack. Mental health first aid trains people to help someone who's at risk of developing a mental health problem or someone who's going through a mental health crisis.
This is so great.
It is amazing.
I love the analogy to CPR because it's so effective.
That's right.
You learn what you need to know in that certification, right?
Exactly. And just that initial response can be so critical. And then you get them connected to somebody who else can help and jump in. So we have two classes coming up. One is for adults, adult mental health first aid on March 21st, and a second class, youth mental health first aid, on March 28th. You can sign up using the Eventbrite registration page that's linked in the show notes.
So that's March 21st and March 28th.
That's right.
So
That's
great.
really great.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you're thinking about going solar,
Mm-hmm.
but not sure where to start,
You know, I have those thoughts all the time, especially when it's raining a lot. And I'm like, where's the sun?
solar?
Yeah, where's the solar
where's
right now
the
in my life?
solar right now? Well, David, how do you get involved in that?
Yeah, so what we're talking about is not just sunlight, but harvesting sunlight for energy. And Solarize Eastside is a program that launches March 1st to make the process easier.
Yeah.
So this limited time program helps homeowners install solar with discounted pricing, trusted local installers, and high-quality Washington-made equipment.
So they got all the bases covered.
All
here.
the bases covered.
Make it easy for you.
Nice.
Exactly. Low barrier to dive into solar energy. Plus, they offer free workshops to answer all your questions.
Oh, you got to take us up on this.
Absolutely. Yeah. So much more information, of course, in the show notes.
Yeah, great stuff. Hey, the Green Kirkland Partnership is accepting new stewards to help restore our local parks. And man, nobody's better than the Green Kirkland Partnership stewards and all of the folks that help to restore our parks. So, Angela, how do you get involved in this?
For sure. If you love green spaces, you can lead some volunteer restoration projects and help keep Kirkland's parks healthy. You don't have to have any experience, just passion. The next new steward orientation is in March with both online and in-person training. You can learn more and sign up at the Green Kirkland website, linked in the show notes.
No experience, just passion.
That's right.
That works for me.
I love it.
Bring your passion and you're in.
We'll provide shovels.
Hey, calling all Kirkland teens. If you're looking for a creative and welcoming space, the Kirkland Teen Union Building has you covered.
That's right. K-Tub.
K-Tub.
So we, of course, have had Theresa and Drew on the podcast before. They run the shop down there, and they're super fun. Whether it is STEM workshops, what's STEM stand for again?
Science.
Technology, engineering, math. Is that T? I
That
feel like it's
sounds
something
right.
else. I don't know.
It was that.
Anyway, or cooking, a different STEAM classes. There's always something happening. Fun highlight happening right now. They're offering free crochet classes every
come on,
Thursday.
That's a win.
Right? And supplies are provided. All skill levels welcome. You don't need to bring your own stuff. Just come on down.
Just bring your passion.
That's right. And we'll supply the crochet supplies. And if you want to stay in the loop, the crochet loop, follow K-Tub on social media.
Somebody's on his game.
Hey, all right. Doing what we can.
So more information
Where it always is.
where it always is in the show notes.
That's right.
Hey, the next meeting of the Kirkland City Council is on Tuesday, March 4th. Here's what's on the agenda. On the business agenda, Council will review and consider signing 3 support memos for the King County Metro Rapid Ride K-Line project.
That's right. And council will also review and discuss zoning code amendments to comply with newly mandated state rules for middle housing.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to the business agenda, on the study session, Council will discuss options to utilize Peter Kirk Pool year-round, the concept plan for the potential Seattle Kraken Iceplex Community Center.
I think I got that one.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, Jim, you're presenting that one.
And then streamlining design review process to comply with state-mandated development standards.
Yes, great stuff. And council meetings are streamed live on the city's YouTube channel, Facebook page, and of course on the city's website. So make sure you check us out there if you miss the meeting live.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this week's atmospheric river was a reminder that heavy rain can lead to flooding.
Oof. Yeah, I experienced that.
Angela, you have a few quick tips for us to stay safe.
For sure. So before a flood, clear your gutters, check your sump pump, have sandbags ready if you've had past flooding in your property or space.
Sandbags, that's serious.
Yeah, exactly. During a flood, never drive through floodwaters and keep kids and pets away from floodwaters. If you do see severe flooding, you can call Kirkland's 24/7 Public Works hotline at 425-587-3900. Make sure you add that to your contacts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a flood, stay safe. Don't touch wet electrical equipment or go near downed power lines, especially if it's wet, windy.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes those power lines can go down, so don't go near them.
Great tips. Thank you very much. Very
Absolutely.
important stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, sometimes things don't go as planned. Sometimes that happens.
It does happen.
It's true.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's a sewer backup, street flooding, or a water leak, for example, in the road.
Right.
Yeah. David, what should folks do in these situations?
Well, Jim, this is a little bit of a trick question, or I don't know. It's not quite a question. Anyway, Angela talked about the Public Works hotline, 425-587-3900. That's the same team call for any of these issues, whether it's happening in a flood or not. And so, essential contacts for also knowing your water provider, that's really important too. It's helpful to know that before you have an issue with your sewer or your water lines, that sort of thing. Because we have a couple water providers in Kirkland.
Yeah.
So
I would venture to say that the key takeaway from the last 2 segments of our show.
425-587-3900. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Let's get that in the
Yeah.
contact section of your phone.
And be sure to also know how to contact Puget Sound Energy. If the electricity goes out, or if you got natural gas, we just want to make sure.
Yeah, they're the contact. And a reminder, everybody, that as always, we have links and more information in the show notes for all of our items, including that all-important
30,
number.
45, 587, 3900.
Yes. And that brings us to our 5 over 5. That's 5 questions in what is sure to be over 5 minutes with our very special guests. Welcome, Terri.
Yay, Terry.
See.
Hawks.
Thank you, Angela.
I know my
Good
Seahawks
job.
Wow.
I don't know.
Angela passed. Everyone else.
I
Yeah,
thought you-
no,
I
you
thought
guys
you-
did not pass Lopez. You got a New England Patriot guy right here in front of you, man. I'm not so sure about
Oh,
this.
all right.
Terri, you just outed me.
I brought my 12 flag. That was
Yes.
in my car.
Yeah.
Tom Brady sits right in front of me. American hero Tom Brady. I thought you were giving us a little Spanish, like, see, yes,
yeah.
I'm here.
No, see, a real Seahawks fan knows
No.
They
what
know.
to do.
Wow.
They know.
Bravo. Bravo, Terri Fletcher. Okay, so we're going to talk. You are the Seahawker of the Year, fan of the year.
Yes. Yes.
And we have so many fun stories because you are amazing. And there are so many things that you've done in our city, in our community for decades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But before, let's go all, so we'll take a minute, but let's go back. It's the 50th season this year for the Seahawks.
Wow.
Right. 50 years. Can you believe that?
50.
Football
Wow.
for 50 years.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah. And the team is celebrating, right?
Mhm.
It's
Yes,
50.
they are.
Yeah, yeah.
And the city of Kirkland's a big part of that.
Mm.
Yes, we
Seahawks
are.
were here, practicing here.
Yep.
Mhm.
So take us back to year one of the Seahawks in.
Okay,
Yeah.
so year one, 1975-76, the expansion team. I just graduated from Rebben High School.
Yeah.
Ooh, go Mustangs.
Um,
Go Mustangs.
And we were working on our 50-year reunion this year.
Oh, nice.
And- oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
And we lived in Bellevue,
Yeah.
and my 2 older sisters and my brother and my mom and dad. And Dad had a landscaping company,
Yeah.
Mm.
and he was also a master mechanic. So Mom was the original football fan.
Oh, I love
so,
that.
So Bonnie
Nice.
Fletcher,
Bonnie
who's-
Fletcher.
who nickname in Kirkland is Mustang Mama.
Aw.
Yes.
She
That's
had
so great.
she recently
Did she have a Mustang?
she had a Mustang that I had wrapped for her 83rd birthday.
Oh,
so
my God.
I had it
that one.
completely wrapped in the Seahawk logo.
Oh,
That's
I've
with
seen that.
a
Legend.
with
Yes.
a 12 on the hood.
Yeah.
That was for her 83rd birthday.
Oh,
my
I love that.
It was awesome. She thought I was taking it to a mechanic to get it
Oh, is that
get
right?
it fixed until I took her to pick it up.
Terri, that is so great.
It was awesome.
Oh my God.
So yeah, she felt like she was in a parade just going to Safeway.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love
Okay,
that.
so
Anyway,
Mom,
so to go back to that. So anyway, Mom tells Dad, okay, now on Sundays, we have a football team, George. So
I
you
love
know
it.
what? On Sundays, you either get your lunch before 1 or after 4. And so
That's very clear.
kinda
That's
how
nice.
that's how it all started.
so George got the rules. He
George got the
got
rules.
the new rules.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the
Yeah.
Seahawks are in town. The football is here in
Yep.
Seattle. And that's kind of so all the kids, you're coming right along with Mom, and the new franchise has arrived, and that's where all the early enthusiasm.
Yeah, it was really exciting. I mean, that we actually had a football team because before that, I don't know if anyone in this room, no, none of you guys are my age. So before that, we we were like Raider fans, kind
Yeah,
of. We were
right.
like, we didn't really have our own team.
Yeah.
And so that we had our own team coming was like so cool.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
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 I remember to this day, I was just a wee lad, and my dad brought me to a Boston Patriots game. I think they were the Boston Patriots at the time. They played for a few years in Harvard Stadium at Harvard University. And I remember going to the game. They played the Miami Dolphins. I remember seeing those shiny helmets like it was just yesterday.
Wow.
It just left such an impression. It was such a magical experience.
There's something magical about, and I really can't explain it. It's when you are a diehard fan like myself and my family and
Yeah.
a lot of my close friends, when you see the Seahawk logo,
Yeah.
there's just
I know what you mean.
there's something about it.
Mhm.
When that team runs out onto the field, whether it was in the Kingdom or whether at Quest or Seahawk Stadium or Lumen now we call it, when they come out, it's hard to explain.
Yeah. It's just.
Well, Angela would understand.
Oh,
Yeah,
because,
Angela,
yeah.
I It fills me with lots of excitement. The energy, just,
Okay, so the family's huddling around the TV in the early days, right? Watching the games. And so your family is now, you get all this great energy, and over the years, you guys are, diehard fans, but then you have to leave town, right?
Well, yeah. And then I decided to do a little trip to Alaska. To maybe make some money for college, which never really happened because we made a lot of money in Alaska. Yeah. Anyway, so so I took off to Alaska for quite a while.
So you're on the Great Alaskan Adventure. What are you doing up there?
Working in the seafood industry. We had the company Unicy out of Redmond. I played softball for them.
Oh, nice.
And it was actually, my coach said, Terri, it's time to get a real job. So anyway, I was coaching high school soccer at the time at Lake Washington, and I coached at Redmond High School.
You're a coach.
Awesome.
So anyway, and so I decided it was time to go make some money too. So I took off for Dutch Harbor, Alaska. When you're in the seafood industry and you are taught all these skills, Unicy put me through school for like quality control.
Yeah.
You then get hired by other companies also. It's very common.
Yeah. Once you get that skill set.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so I worked up there about 15 years.
Wow.
On
so
boats?
you on the boats?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was out on the floating processors.
Oof. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, and then you have Bristol Bay, you have salmon season in the summer.
Yeah.
I did a lot of shoreside salmon season. And then your snow crab season's out of the Pribilofs, St. George, St. Paul. You're out living on the floating processor.
How long do you go out on the boat?
3 months usually.
For real?
Yeah.
So are you watching the games on the boat?
Well, so you can't get the games on the boats. This is back in the day. I'm sure now they have ways they can.
Okay, sure.
But when the season comes up, football season was during king crab season.
Yeah.
So what we would do, we're anchored out. We are receiving king crab from the fishermen. They deliver to you. You're on anchor, and then you process it live there. But when the football games had come up, we would try to get it on the antennas.
Okay, so you're out on the boat, on the high seas, and you're telling the captain,
hey, we got to change the antenna.
Change the station here.
Well, you're trying to get it on.
Yeah.
You're trying to get any reception. You're trying to get it on the radio also.
Sure.
So
were you successful at times?
It's times we were,
Yeah.
but Mom would tape them for me at home and then mail them up. But you already knew what the score was.
You already knew.
Would she write it on the tape?
Can I ask you? Would she write it? Because I have to ask you a question because I'm not proud of this, but sometimes today you can obviously watch recaps of the games on YouTube, like if you missed the game.
Right.
But I have a tough time watching if the team loses. Do you want? Would you watch the game?
Okay, that's a really good point. You know that one game we played, that really big game that we threw the ball instead of running it. Okay, okay.
I remember that.
Weird.
Game.
Okay, so
yes.
But which one specifically?
I have not ever watched that game since that day.
Nope.
Yeah,
that's fair.
See, I'm kind of like that too.
That's fair. I mean,
I think that's very fair.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have.
I can't
but
watch
get it.
It's when I was at Super Bowl walking down the street in my Seahawks jersey, my sister and I, there's a guy that yells at me in the French Quarter, like half a block away, should have run the ball.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Okay, so
oof.
that game we don't watch.
Well, if it's any consolation, we have plenty of those games in New England sports history as well. So,
yes, we Seahawks fans are aware of that.
Yeah, so we have kind of shared. We can commiserate on that. So Terri, when you're out on the boat, then you were in harm's way every once in a while.
Oh
right?
yeah, of course you are.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Because that's really that's dangerous work out there.
Yeah, well, not as dangerous as the guys out catching the crab, but you are
Sure.
receiving all of it. But it's dangerous getting there. It's dangerous. You're flying in sometimes on float planes. You're in skiffs, and I mean, it's just a dangerous way of life.
Wow.
It's
And exciting.
It's a crazy way of life. But your work is your life.
Yeah.
You're 24/7.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So you work 3 months on, you'd get 3 weeks off. 3 months on, 3 weeks off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do like 15 years.
Yeah.
And you're doing your best to stay connected with the team. Mom,
Right.
amazing, Mustang mom.
Mom is sending
She's
us
doing
to
her shit, right?
Yep.
Then you come back, right?
Oh, wait, I have one more thing to tell
Okay,
you.
tell me.
So she taped Super Bowl for us, and she sends it up to the boat, and we're all excited to see the commercials, she edited them out.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh. We are all up in the captain's quarters. We get it in the VCR. We have popcorn. We are so excited.
Let's go.
And we get to the first, and it's fast forwarded to the game. Look at where the commercials. Well, you couldn't just like then call home.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
No,
She never heard the end of that one.
Oh gosh.
Because the commercials are a big deal.
Well, yeah, especially when you're in the middle of the ocean. What else you have to do?
Terry, when you're in the middle of the ocean, you need all the content you can get.
We just need entertainment. Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
great
so
start.
sorry I
you come
interrupted.
back.
Sorry.
You come
that's
back
great.
to our fair city.
Yeah,
right?
so in 92, I decided I was tired of traveling. It was cold. I was getting a little older, and I decided to change career paths. So I retired
You retired from the seas.
from the seafood industry in 92. And that's the first year that Mom and I bought season tickets because I would be home to take her to games.
Oh, so okay, so
Awesome.
that's wonderful. So now you're a season ticket holder.
Right.
You're going to the games. How did you get involved in the Seahawkers?
So back when we were going to all the games, we just met a lot of people because we're diehard fans. We'd go to away games also. I would take Mom, and so we met a lot of people. But I had not heard of the Seahawkers as an organization until one afternoon that about 16 years ago, I was walking my dog Hawk.
Is that here in Kirkland?
Here in Kirkland on the Causeway in Juanita.
Hawk?
Hawk. His name was Seahawk Spirit. Yeah, he was a yellow lab.
Oh,
He was pretty famous.
buddy.
Hawk.
C.
Hawk.
C. No, wait, it doesn't work that way,
No,
does
it doesn't.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm
No,
trying,
it doesn't.
Terry. I'm
It
trying.
does. That's okay, David.
Okay.
Angela will teach you
Yeah,
when we're done here.
we'll workshop.
Yeah.
We'll do some drills.
Okay, so you're walking Hawk.
So I'm walking Hawk, and these two people see Hawk, and I'm, of course, always wearing my Seahawks stuff, and we start talking Seahawks, and they said, well, why aren't you with the Seahawkers? I go, well, who are the Seahawkers?
Oh,
I go, we have a booster club? I never knew about it.
The
I
legend
really had
begins.
never known about it.
Wow.
So there was not one in Kirkland at that time. So I joined the Renton chapter.
Ah, okay.
And I worked, and at the same time, my sister Kelly was the events director for the Renton Chamber.
Right.
So that worked out pretty nice.
Oh,
and
wow.
so
Nice. Yeah.
Kelly Jordan was formerly worked with Kirkland Downtown Association. She's actually the one that got me involved in Kirkland. Her and Penny started Celebrate Kirkland.
all right. Well, let's put a pin in that for a
I'll
minute.
put a pin in that.
Because you had mentioned working with Penny Sweet,
Right.
mayor and now council member.
Right.
You were a big part of the creation of Celebrate Kirkland and the 4th of July parade.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So that was back in 99, and Penny and my sister Kelly, Penny said, well, we need to have a parade. So her and Kelly got together and put together a parade. So
That's so great.
the first
We
year,
need to have a parade.
the first year, I think,
So
Let's just
let's get it
do
done.
it.
Do it.
Yeah.
so I think the first year, the first year I drove in it. We were Peter Kirk Elementary, so Mustang Mama. She had a convertible.
Was she
We
in the
had
parade?
two convertibles. Yes.
Your mom?
And so we had 3 cars, Peter Kirk Elementary.
Nice.
And I think we just came from just west of Market, down Park Lane, and around to Central. It was a pretty short little parade the first year.
Cute.
Hey,
So then the next year, I think is when Penny said, well, maybe we should announce the parade. And I said, well, okay, I'll do that. And so she handed me a bullhorn. So, I mean,
Nice.
so the first year I announced it, I was in the back of a city truck.
oh my goodness.
It was raining, and I had a bullhorn. And I mean, it was kind of interesting. The parade's come a long way.
Long way.
Yeah.
Parade is amazing. But
Parade's
you know
come,
what?
parade's come
All
is
the
amazing.
love and care that you and Penny and everyone put into that parade has come to fruition. It has flourished in front of our eyes
has.
over these past decades.
It has.
And we're going to have you and Penny on
Oh, yeah.
just to talk parade. Maybe
That'd
we'll
be
go before the next
Yeah,
one.
that sounds great.
Yeah, because that's a whole story in itself, Penny.
It is.
Terry, and you and Penny were there at the beginning. Okay, so now that was like 23, 24 years ago.
Right.
Okay, I had to make sure we got that in there because let's flash forward again now to the 16 years where you are learning about the Seahawkers. You're down in Renton, right?
Right.
You're getting the Seahawkers going. How does it come to Kirkland?
Well, so to be honest, I got tired of driving in the traffic to Renton.
I mean, fair.
So,
Yeah.
and I really,
Valid.
Kirkland's my community. And so in the old days, there was a Seahawker Booster Club in Kirkland.
Oh.
Okay.
And so I did some research, and Athena Mangoris, you guys, one of the George's Place kids. She was born and raised here, Athena.
Oh, yes.
So Athena and I got together, and then a couple other Seahawk fans with it, Candy Johns, and a couple of us got together, and of course Mustang Mama, and my sister Tammy, and we decided, well, let's see what we can do in Kirkland. And so I researched it, and we found some people from the old chapter.
Oh, nice.
And we said we would really like to reestablish this chapter. They were one of the first chapters back in 1975 and 76. The Kirkland chapter.
So we had a Kirkland chapter decades ago.
Right, a long time ago.
And then it kind of went away?
Right.
Okay, got you.
So what we did then in 2018, we reestablished the Kirkland chapter.
Got it.
Now, when you start a chapter with the Seahawker Booster Club, you go through a trial period, and then you're voted in as a full chapter. So we were then voted in at the end of 2018.
Oh, my
goodness. We have been a full chapter now.
About 7 years?
Yeah, we have our 8th birthday coming up.
And as the Seahawkers, what are some of the things that you guys do?
So the Seahawker organization, the Booster Club, under the cap of the Seattle Seahawks, you are about community service.
Yeah.
And we use football as that's how we know each other, but we do a lot of community service. We actually have adopted the street, Market Street, from Forbes Creek.
Oh, yeah.
Down here to, that's our street, Kirkland Seahawkers.
It's a great street.
We have that street. We clean it up every Earth Day. And I keep an eye on it because I drive it all the time. We actually work with Pantry Packs, which is the Lake Washington School District food insecurity program.
Yeah.
That we work with.
That's fantastic.
We also help out Meow Rescue in Houghton.
Oh, yeah.
The Canine Division.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Nice.
And another charity of ours is also Old Dog Haven.
Oh, love it.
So we raise a lot of money for all of that.
would be very proud of you.
Yes,
That's
he
right.
would be.
Can I just ask you, if someone was interested in getting involved with the Seahawkers, how would they reach out?
They could go to seahawkers.org.
Oh, that's
We
easy.
have a full website. We have 42 chapters around the world.
Oh, wow.
We have close to 10,000 members.
Holy cow.
Wow.
That's a lot of Seahawkers.
In the Kirkland chapter, we have about 140 members.
Yeah, nice.
It costs for a family membership $25 for 4 of you a year, and for a single membership, it's $15. So
That's a deal.
to
Yeah.
join.
It's a screaming deal.
Yeah.
And we meet the second Wednesday of the month at the Moss Bay Hall.
Oh,
Nice.
and I went to see you there, and it looked like you guys were just having an amazing time.
Well, yeah, Lopez, he crashed one of our meetings.
He does
Well,
that.
he came in,
They let me in.
and we let him in.
Just
we,
for a few minutes.
we didn't know he was a Patriot fan.
Yeah,
well,
But
that's
that
right.
could have been another
That could
story.
be another story, right?
Nice.
There's a lot of former players in the Seahawks. And
There's a lot of former players that come out. We actually we have a lot of players that come out and work with us. And so once some of the players have come out and done some charity events with us, we then make them honorary members for life.
Yeah.
So yes, we have some former
Yeah.
players that are members of the Kirkland Seahawkers.
they were
Oh,
so
that's
gracious
awesome.
and kind, and it was really
Alonzo Metz, Edwin Bailey. We have a
Ooh,
lot of these guys that
yeah.
come out.
Oh,
Fabulous.
That's amazing.
great players.
Yeah.
So you're a Seahawker, but you're not just any Seahawker. You were like fan of the year, right?
Well,
You were-
yeah, that was quite the honor this
Yeah,
year.
tell
yes.
us about fan of the year.
So-
Completely deserved.
So the Fan of the Year is put on by Captain Morgan, and they started this in 2020.
Yes.
And so I am the 5th Seattle Seahawk Fan of the Year.
Oh,
So
okay.
people nominate you, and then all the nominations go to the prospective teams. There's 32 teams, of course. There's
Yeah.
32 Fans of the Year. So then each team then looks at all of the nominations, and they choose their Fan of the Year.
Wow.
And I was honored to be chosen.
But we're talking about all the Seahawker organizations around the world.
Yeah, 10,000, I heard. 10,000 total Seahawkers and
Well,
more?
there's 10,000 members of the
Yeah.
Seahawker Booster Club,
Yeah.
but you don't have to be a member of a Seahawker to be a Fan of the Year.
Oh.
But you are the fan of the year of that mass body of people.
All the Seahawk fans.
The applications,
right,
Just
the
all,
payment,
all,
yeah.
all the
Yes,
folks that
yes,
applied.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
They're nominated.
I represent all of the 12s and, of course, the Seattle Seahawks.
Wow.
I represented them at Super Bowl.
Oh,
Yeah, you're Seahawker royalty. I mean, let's call it like it is.
that's true. Queen.
They don't just let anybody go to the Super Bowl.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty
Can you
cool.
tell us a little bit about the Super Bowl?
Well, it was that.
Did you meet Roger Goodell?
It was yes, I met Roger Goodell.
I still have a little bit of a bone to pick with him
Yeah, so
over the Tom Brady thing, but we won't go into that.
yeah, him and I talked about it. I'll
Did
tell
talk
you
about it?
later.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
No,
How did it go?
Super Bowl's pretty cool. What they do is they take all 32 of us and we all stay together. And we all stay together in the French Quarter.
Oh, that's great.
And
nice.
so it's really kind of fun. I mean, all the 31 other fans that we got to spend 4 days with, all of them are chosen by their teams, but they all have done such goodwill in their communities that being with them and being around these great people, I felt pretty good about myself.
Oh, of course.
Oh, nice. Yeah, right.
And that's
It
how
was
they felt
pretty
being
cool.
around you, Terri Fletcher.
Yeah.
Well, they were just awesome.
Okay, can you give us, you don't have to name names, but what were some of the more eccentric teams, representatives?
Actually, they're really not eccentric. They were all really, really nice people.
Wow,
I don't know. I was, I'm a little outgoing, not very shy. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe some of them were kind of, my sister Kelly said to me, Terri, he's not really sure how to take you. So, I mean, we just had a great time, all of them. And we got to go on the field before the game. That was amazing.
Wow.
So standing on the field looking up at the Jumbotron, and we're on the Jumbotron, and I had to look at Sophia from San Francisco, the fan of the year. I said, oh my gosh, and she taught me a new word, dope. She's pretty young. So anyway, I said, look at this, Sophie. This is dope.
I think it's to your credit, Terri, that you befriended the San Francisco 49ers
I know
fan of the year.
that's very.
Because, there's a little
I know.
rivalry
It's very
there.
There is a
noble of you.
rivalry.
Yeah.
We had a picture taken with the Gary, the Ram
The Ram
Young,
guy.
and Jay from the Cardinals,
Cardinals.
and Sophie from San Francisco,
That's
and me.
adorable.
Yeah,
That's
all
awesome.
the NFC West. We were all
The
together.
NFC West is like your siblings. You can fight with each other, but then
Yes.
when there's someone
Yes.
else,
Yeah.
you got to band together.
I
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that, Nate.
Yeah.
Well played, Nate.
Exactly.
Nice.
Okay, so you met Roger Goodell. What's he like?
Well, this was just a quick meeting. The real cool meeting was we did a Zoom call with him, all 32 of us.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That we got to do an hour and a half. That was really interesting.
Oh,
When we
wow.
got to talk to him, and this was before Super Bowl. So we all get to ask him questions. We learned a lot about him. It was really interesting. And when he signed off of the Zoom, he said, I'll see you guys at Super Bowl. And we're thinking, oh, yeah, right. But it was
good
true.
for him. Good for him.
So at Super Bowl, when we came off of the field, he was standing right there and shook all of our hands and said
wow.
hello. And then, of course, we did our photo op.
Oh, my
Good for,
gosh.
all right, Roger
Yeah.
Goodell.
Okay.
Winning some points.
He did really a nice job.
That's great. Okay, so who were you rooting for in the game?
I was rooting for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Two birds of a feather flock together.
Bird teams also have a
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
understanding.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an affinity.
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is like part one. There's just we have to have you back. We have to back.
We're gonna have a quick intermission and
Penny.
no.
Yeah, this is just intermission because
Yeah.
you are such a treasure for the city, and there's just so many stories and so many. Starting with Mustang Mama,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it's just amazing, Terri. Okay, so we have a little fun little game we've
Okay.
prepared. You ready?
Yep, I'm
We're
ready.
calling it Seahawks Superlatives.
Okay.
Here we go. If you could have dinner with any Seahawks player, past or present, who would it be?
Cortez Kennedy.
Ooh,
Ooh, nice.
he was amazing. What
Yeah.
a talent.
Yeah, he
Mm.
was. Absolutely amazing.
And he's defensive lineman, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
really good guy.
Good guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I did actually know him. He's a pretty good guy. He was
Oh,
behind
wow.
me at a Sonics game, sitting behind me, behind my seats. And
Yeah,
my brother
okay.
said, look behind you.
Yeah.
You won't believe who's sitting there. I turned around and said, no way. And I think that was in 94, 95.
Nice.
So I climbed over my seat and climbed in his suite with him. That's how I met him. Yeah, we were friends after
is
that.
Precious.
So
oh my God.
So
you became
he's a great
friends.
guy. Yeah.
So
yeah.
you said the answer to the question is, well, I did have dinner.
Yeah, many times.
Many times.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Okay, number 2. Where is the best place to watch a game besides Lumen Field?
Oh, besides Lumen Field. See, because I would say my seats.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Because
Where
my
are your
seats were picked out when
Yeah.
the stadium was under construction, and when we picked them out, Mom and I had the guy in the field throw something. The construction workers, can you give me some? Let me see. Throw that hammer, that hard hat. Let's see what it looks like. Anyway, so
wow.
our seats are pretty good.
Your seats are like engineered to be really good seats.
They are really good.
Wow.
And
Well,
have
you
you had the
deserve
same
it.
seat every year that you've had season
Yes,
tickets?
yes.
Oh, wow.
So we've
That's
had.
your seat.
Yeah.
So yeah, since Lumen Field opened 2002, and the coolest thing about that is the people around you.
Yeah, totally.
So we're kind of a family.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah.
Nice.
But if now I would say the best place probably to watch the game if you're not would be Moss Bay Hall in downtown Kirkland.
Oh.
Moss Bay Hall is
So fun.
something else, and they also host our meetings. They are fantastic. Kudos
Awesome.
to them.
There's a lot of great screens over there.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, last question, Terry. What is a Seahawks tradition that should never change?
Okay, so and this is a new one with Lumen Field, but the raising of the 12th man flag. That is an awesome tradition.
Yeah.
So great.
And at the games, that is really cool. What I do at the home games is I go live for the people that can't go to the games. So they get to see all of that
Oh.
on Facebook where they wouldn't normally. You don't get to see the raising of the 12th man flag.
Oh, that's really great.
On TV and stuff. That is a great tradition. And another tradition that, of course, only Angela knows would be
Hawks.
Oh, yeah, nice try, David.
I'm quick learn.
Now, with you winning Fan of the Year, there's a distinct possibility that you could raise the 12th man flag.
Oh, no. That there's 4 people before me, but that's
Nate, I think you're onto something.
That's reserved for. There's a lot of people
Okay.
that I'd like to see way before I would ever even come near that.
Well,
But,
that's very
yeah.
modest.
Well,
Yeah.
great people don't seek out leadership; it is thrust upon them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, all right.
Yeah, okay.
What are we
Very
going to
gracious.
do?
I have to say, I think the raising of the 12th man flag is actually a big advantage for the Seahawks. It is like a 12th player. It legit. That
Oh,
stadium
absolutely.
is crazy loud.
Absolutely. Another thing I wanted to say, though, we've kind of lost our home field advantage, which really,
Yeah, how come?
it really kind of upsets a lot of us, and we're kind of working on how we get that back. And it, bottom line, you have a winning team, you have your fans there.
Yeah, you got to
Right.
win at home.
Yeah.
You got to win at
This
home.
is kind of the economics of sports.
Right.
Happy 50th season birthday, Seattle Seahawks.
Woo!
And thank you, amazing super fan Terri Fletcher, for coming into the studio today.
You guys, it was my pleasure.
Oh.
This was really fun.
Yeah, this is super
See.
fun.
Hawks.
Okay, one
Wait,
more
try again.
time. See.
Hawks!
Okay,
We're
they got it.
learning here at
Okay,
This
they
Week
got
in
it. They
Kirkland.
got it.
It's even cooler in the stadium if you guys get a chance to check it out.
That's right. Well, hey, don't forget to text into the show with questions and feedback. We are looking for some suggestions and looking to answer questions.
Yeah. And that does it, everybody, for this week. You've been listening to the Seattle Seahawk Terri Fletcher version of This Week in Kirkland. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and
Share.
Special thanks to Nate Gettleman and Kate Ryan for their behind-the-scenes magic.
Thank you.
Our next episode is March 6th. Until then,
Stay connected, Kirkland.